Hello! In this video today we will show you how to put together the gingerbread house box from Simply Crafty SVGs. So to start, it's a little bit choppy, but apologize for the choppy video. But to start, we're going to piece together some various pieces like the candy canes. So you can see we just glue on this top red layer to the white piece in the back. And we'll also piece together some windows with the window frames. I just like to get these little pieces out of the way, and we'll add them to the box later on. But if we get all the piecing done, it'll be easy to assemble everything. Then we'll go ahead and this piece is for the back of the box. It's a little candy piece. So we're going to add that little red piece to the white cut. And then add glue to that scalloped round here. And then add it to the edge. Because you can see we have a little theme with scallop pieces. If it helps, you can flip it over and see how it's centered. So you can make sure it's centered. But as long as it looks good. And then this piece will be for the front of the box. So it's easier to put a little bead of glue around the edge. And I'm using art glitter glue with a little fine tip bottle. And I'll put the link below in the video notes. And we'll do the same for those two side windows. What would be cute, I didn't add it, but what would be cute is if you had a little, the cuts out of glitter paper, or put something like glitter glue on it afterwards. I like stickles. Sometimes things don't line up right, so they don't, just quickly pull them off before the glue dries. And then line them up. Obviously I had some trouble, but I want to show you that sometimes it's not always perfect the first time. Sometimes I have to cut another piece because I do that. It's not as hard as it looks, it's just a matter of the person gluing. Then once we get these pieces put together, we'll start assembling the actual box. And this box does open. It has a little flap and opens on one side of the roof. It doesn't close completely. I mean, you could glue it closed, but the way that I put it together, it doesn't. So now we have the one of the pieces for the box. So we want to go ahead and fold the box on the score lines. And I didn't do that last piece. We'll find out later. So we're just going to go ahead and put a little bead of glue around that to place it on the box. So now everything's good and ready to go. That's why we pieced everything. And then here on the side I put the door and the snow pieces for the side and the front. Now I took, you can see which piece I used for the sides, and then that one for the front door. And I did put the snow behind the door. You can put it above or behind, it's up to you. But you can place it and see how you like it. So you have the option of putting that above the snow or behind the snow. For this example, I'll put it behind. I don't like to limit people with their creativity, so if you think it looks better a different way, then go for it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just showing you this is how I dry fit it first, so I know how I'm going to glue it. So for this one, I just kind of made a note of where I need to add the glue, because I'm kind of angling it off to the side, so I can't glue. I'm only gluing up to where there's that score, where the box folds. So you can see I'm only adding glue on the bottom, making sure I don't get that glue on the tab or the other side. And then adding that strip of snow above. And also make sure that when those, I could have lifted those candy canes up just a little bit, so they're a little bit higher, but it doesn't matter. I just want to make sure it doesn't go beyond the bottom score line there. Then we're going to add the door. Make sure you put glue around all edges here. If you're watching this for the first time, my videos are usually not this choppy. I just had a different video camera I was using, and obviously I'm going to stop using it. The videos looked okay until I started processing them, so I apologize. What I did wrong there is that you don't need to put glue in the bottom. So only put glue around the edge. It's just habit. Unfortunately, it's not going to show because it'll be in the inside of the box. And then for this, I have like four sets of 3 different colored these really what I call gumdrops. I glittered them before with stickles. So you can arrange them however you want. So I'm going to align this to the fold, the bottom of that side. And then however you want to arrange them, you can do them side by side at angles. I'm going to just stack these up. And so I just want to see how they're going to look first. And then I will glue them on. You could use this box for, I just intended it as a Christmas gift box, a little one. And don't do that if you do that, which is fixable, but I just didn't have it in the right place. But if you do use it as a gift box, I mean, you could use it also as a little tea light holder or a candle, battery operated candle. If you could always put inserts on the windows and the doors too. You just need to put a vellum backing, but I didn't include that. But just giving you other ideas what you could use the box for. So now we're just folding that second box piece so we can add all the other elements here. And again, I put glue in the middle. You do not have to put glue in the middle. I just was not paying attention. Probably because I left the for some of the windows I left like this one, I had to put glue on the middle. But on the other ones, you don't, just on the edge. And so that's the back of the box on the right side and the other side. So we're just going to add this up here, this little candy piece. And then again, add our little snow piece on the back and on the side. And once those are on, I just started arranging the candy drops just to see how I wanted them. If you can recall, on the other side I stacked them up. So I just want to see what they look like. And I did have 4 sets, so you can see I'm playing around with the colors. So I just wanted to give you options. It's really up to you what you want it to look like. So on the back, I decided just to separate them a little bit. Give them kind of a non-stacked look. If you have other stickers or candy things that you could always add to this to embellish it. And then on the side, I decided to just get rid of one set and stack them up again, similar to the other side. But you could see the different variations you could do. When it comes to elements like this on my boxes, I really don't want to, I want to give you ideas. I don't want to say do it like this. I mean, these are the things you can do whatever you want with. I mean, some things have to go in certain places, but obviously something like this does not. So we're going to put those aside. Then we're going to glue together the boxes. Now, I know it's going to be kind of hard to glue them together with those candy canes, but we're going to deal. This is the roof piece. And you can see how it folds over. It's going to fold open on that right hand side and glue on this left hand side. So you can see how it's going to fit. So we're going to glue it on that tab. So we're going to line up that edge to the tab fold in that section. Make sure we got good coverage there. Had to wipe my fingers off because I got glue on them. You don't want to get that on the box. So before we put the roof completely on, we're going to glue that other side together. So now we're lining that edge up to the tab fold. And then this becomes just a little bit, it's not difficult, but you see that we didn't glue the candy cane to the tab. So you just want to lift it up a little bit and flip that other side over and line that edge up. It's just easier to put them on, some parts on before you glue the box. When it's flat, it's just easier. That's why I do it like that. We're going to add glue to those two other sides. Side tabs here. And glue that one side of the roof on. So you want to line it up here so it's the edge is flush to the back and also flush to the front. So I'm just reaching in and applying pressure to the tab, being careful not to get glue on the outside. And then we're going to close the box, so it's always that little fork part first. And I forgot to fold this over, this one piece, so we're going to do that. Then we're going to put the fork part in first, and then the sides, and then flip in that bottom piece. I made it a little longer than I normally do to make it sturdy, so that's why it took a second. So now we have the roof, and you see that it'll close like this. So that's the box, but we still need the roof piece. So we have 3 panels. And before you do this, before you glue them on, I just let you know that the more glue you put, the stiffer it's going to be to fold. And it's going to be stiff to fold anyways, because if you're using thicker cardstock, I'm just making sure the edges are all, you want to make sure those tabs are good and on before you fold there. But when you put these top things on, I was using really thick cardstock, so if you're using paper, not a big a deal, but it's going to be harder to open every layer you put on, because you see how it folds on the top. It gets difficult. You can still open it, but it's going to be difficult. So that's how you layer the roof. So we're just going to put that on. So I'm going to add glue to one side first. And just match it up. You want it to overlap on a little bit on both sides. So I was just double checking, making sure that it was about the same amount, but it's not a huge deal. Whatever looks good to you. So once you get that one side adhered, just go ahead and add glue to the second side. And don't drop your box. Okay, just had to, my glue had dried up. sometimes some of my glue bottles dry up at the tip when I'm using it, but I wanted to get a bigger glue bottle for this. And then just go ahead and rub it lightly to get it to stick. And then you'll do these next 2 layers. And this time you want to put the glue on the actual panel. I did it kind of thick because I was using a bigger glue bottle I hadn't used before. Hadn't used for this video, so between glue bottles I have to adjust. So just be careful how much glue you use. That's what happened to me, is I just used a little bit too much glue on that second panel. And then we match up that third panel. So the only thing is, if you were giving this a gift, you probably want to indicate which side you have to open. Because it's hard to see, and I don't have any, I didn't want a little dip on the side for that, so it's you see right here, you kind of gently can pull it up, but it does get stiff because of all the cardstock on top. But you could put a battery operated tea light or candle inside, or just a gift, and it would make a great decor after they were done with it, a little decoration. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and thank you so much for watching.